Welcome. In this video, I want to go over how to fix your video ads when you're running your advertisement on Facebook. Most people think their Facebook ads don't work because of the product, but that's not actually the problem. In most cases, honestly, it's the video. The truth is, Facebook, they kill weak attention. It's so important that your adverts, from the very second that you upload them, have the ability to stop people scrolling. Nowadays, the attention, everything's moving at 1,000 miles an hour. But the number one goal when you're running your ads, the only thing that truly matters is actually getting someone to stop and actually take a second out of their busy day to watch your advert. So in this video, I'm actually going to show you how to fix your video ads so they actually start to convert, so that you stop wasting all your money on dead ads. So why do most video ads actually fail? Number one, they just start way too slow. There's no hook, there's nothing, there's no pattern interrupt. People just see the intro, someone talking, it doesn't introduce the product or the pain point quickly enough, and it's just a load of fluff. Number two, they look like ads. They can be polished, corporate, and overproduced. Nowadays, people's brains have now adapted to avoid looking for advertisements. When people are scrolling on Facebook and Instagram, their brains are automatically avoiding the sponsored adverts. This is because of evolution and something that's now constantly changing and the way our brains think. We have to do something crazy to ensure that we get attention. Nowadays, with millions and millions of videos and reels being posted on the internet every single day, we have to do something to get the attention of other people. And number three, they just don't hit a real pain point. They show the product, but it's missing something. It doesn't explain the product or the pain point or the solution properly. Facebook is super simple. So if in the first 2 seconds you don't actually create curiosity or tension, you're going to lose. You'll end up wasting valuable dollars. So one thing I'd like to come up with is the scroll test. So if your ads aren't working, you're not getting your conversions, before you fix anything, you're going to have to start to ask yourself, if someone sees this video with no sound, would they actually stop? Because that's how most people actually start to see your ads. A lot of the time, people don't have the volume up when they're actually scrolling on their phone. They're just scrolling for the sake of scrolling. And then I just put something like, think about the people that are on the tube in London or the metro in New York. Everything that could distract them would try and distract them. They're being surrounded by hundreds of people. They've got hundreds of adverts being shown at them from all directions. And how is your advert going to actually get hold of their attention? Now we live in the attention era, and now we have to do everything possible to get hold of their attention. So your video really needs to have a big visual movement immediately. As soon as you start to have it in the first 2 seconds, something big needs to come onto the screen. There needs to be a clear situation or a problem, and we need to really create a story behind this advert that we're putting out. And then finally, I've put some on-screen text that actually showcases the tension that they're really seeing and believing of the product and how it can actually solve their issue. If your video needs sound to make sense, it's already a broken advert. So a practical checklist on how to fix your ads. If your ads aren't working, you're going to do this. Change your hook. And what I mean by the hook, the first visual on screen. For example, if you're running a product, change the first 3 seconds, go and find a different video on TikTok, rip it, re-upload this as the first visual hook. An alternative to this could be the visual, it could be the on-screen text hook. So you could take a video and apply some on-screen text so it immediately calls out the ideal audience or the problem-aware audience that is going to need the product and the solution that this product provides. Don't change everything, but just test new opening scenes. Change the first 3 seconds. Change the first on-screen hook. Something that will re-engage the person viewing if they happen to have their audio on. But don't change everything, just change a few things. And then I'd really recommend that you need to ensure that you make the advertisement look super native. It needs to make sure that it looks like an organic piece of content. We want to avoid making it super scripted, and we want to avoid making it look super staged. We want to make it look like someone's just simply picked up their phone and filmed a video of TikTok. We need to make it as organic as humanly possible, because like I said earlier, the human mind has now adapted. It's stopped looking for sponsored adverts and it's now avoiding them when people are scrolling the feed on Facebook and Instagram. And like I said, phone footage over studio footage every single day, it's so much more important. Then we want to add captions on screen, big bold text, easy to read. I like using capital letters on the hook. And then show the product straight away. If the first 3 seconds you're not showing the product, in the very first second you're not showing the product, you've already lost the person. And in the auction on Facebook ads, you're actually just going to completely miss out on straight away. And here I've got, once you've actually found a winner, you need to make multiple versions. Like I said, change the on-screen text, change the on-screen visual, keep the storyline of the product the exact same because you've got a winning element. And I've just put simply here, winning advertisers don't just make one ad. They make 5 to 10 changes of the exact same ad, or they may even make 50 variants, and just keep on testing, because once you've got that winning piece of creative, you want to expand the time frame of that piece of content actually working. So it's super important that you repurpose it so many times so that it lasts much longer and it has way less fatigue. So just 3 key metrics that tells you if the video is broken. You don't want to guess, you want to look at the data, and if your ads are not working, then the creative's really a bit of a problem. So some ideal metrics on your videos on Facebook ads: the cost per click, we want to look from a healthy range of 40 cents all the way up to 80 cents on the click on all. And then the cost per click on the actual link click to the website, we want to look from 70 cents all the way up to $1.10 with a minimum click-through rate of 2%. We can have lower click-through rate if we're getting really low CPM. If we're running ads in the US and the United Kingdom, we're going to see CPM anywhere from £12, $12 all the way up to $30. So we have to make sure that we hit a good click-through rate, otherwise we know that we're just simply wasting money on our creative. The video itself won't be as effective as possible in order to get people over to the website. And then if we've got a low click-through rate, then there's simply no curiosity. We're not creating enough of a storyline within the actual content itself. So most ad problems are the creative problem itself. It's not actually the targeting that you're running on Facebook. It's not the product itself. It's simply the video. Your job as an advertiser and marketer is to actually get someone onto the website. Your next job is to ensure that you have a great offer on your product, something that is actually going to be purchased. Instead of having a poor offer, we need to make sure that that side of the business is taken care of. But as a marketer on Facebook ads, you need to really make sure that you have an engaging video. So I've put, if we're ripping content, then it's mandatory that we have HD videos. If you're stealing content from the Facebook ad library or CalendData, then you want to make sure that you change the file names. You want to run these downloaded files through CapCut and re-export them, changing the file name so that when you actually then go back onto Facebook ads and you're using RIP content, it doesn't have the same file name and you've scrambled all the data, all the metadata on the file type itself. And then I've put that you want to use Snaptik.io as a HD downloader for your TikTok ads that you're stealing. So if you made it to the end of the video, I just wanted to share with you, if you want to open up the Notion, which is in the description here, then you can see some of my other videos. If you want to start to learn how to get into drop shipping, here's the beginner's guide, how to understand products that are actually going to sell, and then they're all going to be here. And then the access to the Notion itself, as well as my Instagram, is going to be in the description. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.